Right, so this is my jig for wiring up frames. It's pretty basic. This is I think a Mark 2 or 3. It's changed a little bit over the years, but very little from the original. As you can see, it's just made from scraps that I found under the saw bench. The wire here has got a little spring-loaded piece of metal behind it, which just stops it from unravelling when you're not using it. And just a piece of cloth stapled down to, again, keep this piece under control. So the way it works is you've got a curved piece here. The lever at the other end compresses your frame, puts a little bit of a curve in here, so once you've threaded your wire through, got it tensioned, and you release that lever, it adds extra tension to it. There's blocks under the nailing points. This is for a 3/4, which is usually only got 2 holes, so you take your wire through and that's your nailing point here. On this one we've got 3 holes, so the wire comes through to here. So the way to do it, the basic way to do it, all you need for that is a small hammer, some pliers. These are flush cut electronics pliers, so what it means is when I cut the wires off, there's no, it's flush with the timber, there's no little spiky bits. And some brad nails. These are 19 by 1.25mm brad nails, panel pins. And basically you just take a nail halfway in there, halfway in there, thread your wire through. This is a softer wire than I used to have. I haven't been able to get the better stuff. I find this one breaks a little bit easier, which is less than ideal. It means that you can't get the same kind of tension on it. Some people use rollers at these points. I've tried on my first jig I made, didn't really like it. I found it was just a bit of extra hassle. You still got to work it through. Take 4 or 5 turns around that nail at that end, and the head on this, when you tap it down, will actually compress the wire down into the wood. So your flush cut pliers, snip it off there, and there's no nasty pointy bit. So now my wire feeds through and goes straight onto my roller here. I can just work that wire through, get a bit of extra tension in it, and because I can just wind back on the roll here, I'm not having to grab the wire with a pair of pliers or with my hands and have it dig into them. Once you've got it tight enough, take the wire at that end, wrap it around a few times, and tap that nail down. Cut it off. Don't know if you can hear it, but there is a bit more tension on it than what there was. And that's one frame wired. Right, so the other technique, which is a little bit quicker and easier, is to use a staple gun again. This one, it just uses a 8mm long 97 gauge staple. So the only thing that's different with this is you don't have to put your nails in to begin with, you just run your wire out. When you get to the end, just fold it over, put one staple through, fold it back over itself again, second staple through, cut up the tail, tension it, repeat the same thing at the other end. If you find you're not getting enough tension in it still, I'm having issues with this wire, it's too soft and it keeps breaking if I get enough tension on it. What you can do is on the end here, if you push this wire slightly sideways, put a staple through to hold it in place, that'll just give you a bit of extra tension. But basically the way it works, you've got a curved piece here. You've just got to make sure it's got a little bit of a head on it. Focus. 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 Can you focus? They're flush cut pliers, and you can just give it a tap. Cell phone is ringing. And we have a breakage.